Start where you are, lift as you go. I wrote this book for myself. This is the book I hoped someone had given me or that I had listened to when I was younger. I started this journey by asking myself a series of questions, and over the next few pages, you will get my answers. No matter how tough our current position is, someone else will be happy to step into our shoes. Our nightmare job is someone else's dream job. This is not a book about chasing perfection. It's a book about starting. Starting from where you are. With what you have. In the life you're already living. Because that's where real change begins, not in some ideal future version of you, but right here, right now. You might be carrying untapped potential. Maybe you've led others but haven't yet learned to lead yourself. Maybe you've worked hard your whole life but never felt financially secure. Maybe you've felt the pull to create something meaningful but didn't know how, or if you were allowed. This book was written for me, but I have decided to share it with you just in case you may learn something as well. Inside, you'll find a clear and honest path built on 3 powerful pillars. Leadership, not titles or ego, but the quiet courage to make better decisions and own your growth. Financial independence, not flashy wealth, but freedom, peace of mind, and the power to choose. Entrepreneurial purpose, not hype, but solving problems, serving people, and building something that matters. This is not theory. These are tools. Principles. Stories. A mindset. It's a movement built on everyday people learning to rise, and choosing to lift others as they go. Because in a world that often teaches us to compete, this book offers another way: grow. Give. Rise. Repeat. Read it slowly. Reflect as you go. Take what resonates and live it. And remember, you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. Let's begin. The core message of this audio. The essence of life is to lift everyone, regardless of their background, circumstances, religion, gender, or orientation, so that they can become their best version. Like in sports, where coaching can help people get the best out of themselves, all of us can do the same. If some of the best CEOs have coaches to operate at the highest level, why don't you have one? Through coaching, I focus on 3 pillars. 1. Leadership, helping people make wise, value-driven decisions. 2. Financial independence, equipping them with the tools to manage money and invest confidently. 3. Entrepreneurial skills, enabling them to sustainably build, create, and serve others. When these elements are accessible, we create a fairer world where people are empowered, not exploited, and kindness becomes the norm. Introduction: Why we lift. The essence of life is not to keep some people down while others rise. I believe in lifting everyone, regardless of their background, circumstances, religion, gender, or orientation, so they can become the best versions of themselves. I have seen too many people held back, not because they lacked potential, but because they lacked access. They weren't shown how to lead. They weren't taught how to manage or grow wealth. They weren't encouraged to explore their purpose, let alone build something from it. They were judged for where they started, instead of being supported in where they could go. This has to change. We can build a better world, but only if we empower people with the skills, support, and belief they need to rise. That's what this book, this movement, is about. I call it Lift Everyone. The core philosophy, the 3 pillars of empowerment. 1. Leadership. Authentic leadership isn't about titles or power. It's about integrity, self-awareness, and the ability to make courageous, values-driven decisions. Everyone should be taught how to lead, starting with their own life. When people think like leaders, they stop waiting for permission. They take ownership. They inspire others. 2. Financial independence. Money should be a tool, not a trap. Too many people are stuck in cycles of survival because they were never taught how to manage or invest wisely. Financial independence is more than making ends meet, it's about creating options, freedom, and security. When people control their finances, they unlock energy to pursue purpose. 3. Entrepreneurial purpose. Everyone has something valuable to offer. Entrepreneurial thinking helps people recognize problems, create solutions, and serve others with what they build. It also lets people align their work with their values. When purpose drives action, the impact multiplies on lives, communities, and generations. These three pillars, leadership, financial independence, and entrepreneurial purpose, are not separate. They reinforce each other and give people the tools to thrive. This book is a roadmap to help people build and use these skills well. It's also a call to those already on the journey: don't rise alone. Reach back. Lift others. Because when we lift everyone, no one gets left behind. Chapter 1: Not everyone gets a map. He was smart, motivated, full of ideas. But no one had ever shown him how to lead, manage money, or build something of his own. So he did what millions do every day: he settled. He played small. He got by. The system didn't fail him. It was never built for him in the first place. We all know someone like this. Many of us are this person, or have been. This isn't about blaming individuals. It's about recognizing that many people are playing a game where the rules are hidden and the tools are locked away. Section 1: Wasted potential is everywhere. How many talented people do you know who are stuck? People with drive but no direction. Ideas but no opportunity. Ambition but no access. A teenager growing up in a neglected community, brilliant but never taught how to lead or speak up. A woman passed over for promotion because she is seen as not assertive enough, even though she leads quietly with strength. A single parent juggling multiple jobs, never taught how money works, constantly playing catch-up. Section 2: The system wasn't designed for everyone. Let's be honest, most education systems don't teach leadership. They teach obedience. They don't teach wealth creation. They teach how to be an employee. They don't teach purpose. They teach compliance. You start behind if you don't come from a family or community where leadership, wealth, and entrepreneurial thinking were modeled for you. And for many, it's not just that they didn't get a head start, they didn't get a map at all. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps doesn't mean much if you were never given boots. Section 3: The three things we all deserve to learn. What if we rewrote the rules? What if every person, regardless of where they're from, was taught these three things? 1. How to lead, make good decisions, confidently speak up, and inspire others. 2. How to manage and grow money, to build independence, not live paycheck to paycheck. 3. How to build with purpose, to create something meaningful, serve others, and make a living from it. That's what this book is about. That's the foundation for real freedom, not just for a few, but for everyone. Section 4: This is bigger than self-help. This isn't just about personal development. It's about systemic change. Because when people have these skills, everything shifts. Families become stronger. Communities become more resilient. Exploitation, discrimination, and inequality lose their grip, because empowered people don't accept being stepped on, and they don't step on others. That's why this matters. It's not just about what you can do with these skills, it's about what we can stop doing to each other when we all have them. Section 5. Chapter 2: Leadership is the first step. Core idea. Leadership isn't about power or position. It's about choices. It starts with how you lead yourself, and grows into how you influence others. You don't need permission to be a leader. You must practice the mindset, habits, and courage that leadership demands. Section 1: Redefining leadership. Most people think leadership is for CEOs, politicians, or influencers. That's a myth. Leadership is a single mother who stays grounded and consistent for her kids. A teenager who stands up against peer pressure. A teacher who shows up fully, even when the system underpays and undervalues them. Real leadership is about self-awareness, knowing who you are, what you value, and where you're going. Responsibility, owning your decisions, actions, and growth. Influence, creating space where others can rise too. You don't need authority to lead. You need clarity, courage, and consistency. Section 2, The Leadership Gap. Why do so many people avoid leadership? Because they've been taught that it's someone else's job, that they're not ready or qualified, that leadership is about control, not service. But the truth? Most people are already leading, they don't realize it. You're leading your life with every choice you make. You're modeling behavior to your children, friends, and colleagues. You're setting the tone for how people treat you and others. The leadership gap isn't just a lack of knowledge, it's a lack of belief. So this chapter helps close that gap. Section 3, The Foundation, Lead Yourself First. Before you can lead anyone else, you need to lead you. That means setting your values. What do you stand for? What will you never compromise on? Making intentional decisions, don't drift. Decide. Being accountable, own your actions and outcomes, even the uncomfortable ones. Showing up consistently, you can't lead from chaos. Self-leadership is the training ground. It's where you build trust with yourself, and others learn to trust you too. Section 4, Leading Others, Without needing permission. Once you've built self-leadership, you naturally begin to influence others. Not by forcing, but by listening more than you speak. Being the calm in chaos. Encouraging growth, not just performance. Making decisions based on values, not pressure. Owning your mistakes openly. This is where you start to have an impact because you're living in alignment. Leadership is contagious. And when done well, it permits others to rise too. Section 5, The Leadership Mindset. Leadership is a mindset you carry daily. It's how you walk through life. Key beliefs of strong leaders: don't have all the answers, but are willing to seek truth. They won't always get it right, but will take responsibility. Here to serve, not just succeed. They rise by lifting others. This mindset sets the tone for everything else: how you earn, how you build, and how you show up in relationships and business. Section 6, Practices that Build Leadership. 1. Daily reflection: what did I do today that aligned with my values? What didn't? 2. Values list: write your 5 core values and revisit them weekly. 3. Difficult conversations: start one this week with honesty and compassion. 4. Decision journal: track important decisions and reflect on their outcomes. 5. Mentorship: identify someone you're already influencing, and be intentional with them. Final words for the chapter: leadership starts when you stop blaming others and start owning your power. It grows when you live with integrity, even when no one's watching. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. Lead yourself first. Then lift others. Chapter 3, Money is Freedom. Core idea: financial independence isn't about being rich. It's about having control, options, and peace of mind. When people understand how money works, they stop being trapped by it and start using it to build a life that works for them. This chapter will demystify money, break down its emotional weight, and give people a mindset and framework for taking ownership, regardless of their income or situation. Freedom over fortune. Section 1, Let's talk about it. Why money feels heavy. Most people feel shame, stress, or scarcity about money. They weren't taught how it works, they were just told to work hard and hope it's enough. For many of us, money isn't just numbers, it's stress, silence, fear, or confusion. It's late bills, overdraft fees, and pretending we're okay. We need to normalize the fact that not knowing about money is not a failure. It's a gap. And gaps can be closed. Section 2, Financial independence is about power, not luxury. Financial independence isn't about yachts and luxury. It's about freedom and security. It means you're not dependent on anyone else to survive. You can leave toxic jobs or relationships. You can support your family, not just yourself. You can take a risk, start a business, go back to school, breathe. Money can't buy happiness. But it can buy freedom, rest, and options, and that's not nothing. Section 3, The Cycle of Scarcity. Living paycheck to paycheck is not a way of life, it is about the stress of tomorrow. Taking on debt to survive is just postponing the problem of today. Never building savings or investing means we are constantly chasing jobs that may not fulfill us but make us miserable, but we have to pay the bills. Feeling like financial freedom is for other people, that means we have given up on freedom. This becomes a mental trap, not just a practical one. Scarcity becomes a mindset before it becomes a habit. Once you believe you'll never have enough, you stop trying to learn, build, or dream. Section 4, Break the Cycle. These mindset shifts that are essential before diving into strategy. From fear to ownership, you're not helpless. You can learn this. From shame to clarity, your worth is not your net worth. But your money reflects your patterns? From earning to building, it's not just what you make. It's what you keep, grow, and control. You don't need to earn six figures to become financially independent. You need strategy, discipline, and belief. Section 5. Section 6. The ripple effect of financial freedom. When you are financially independent, you can say no to things that drain you. You can say yes to what matters. You can invest in others, family, causes, and communities. You stop being exploited, and you stop contributing to exploitation. Free people think differently. They build differently. They treat others differently. Financial independence becomes a platform for generosity, creativity, and long-term impact. Section 7. Starting where you are. These small steps can help track your spending for 1 week. Open a savings account, even with £5. Read or watch one resource on money management. Set one clear financial goal for the next 90 days. Have one honest conversation about money with someone you trust. You don't have to get it all right today. But you do have to stop hiding from it. Your freedom is on the other side of that fear. Closing words. You're not here just to survive money. You're here to master it. To use it well. To create options. To lift others. You don't need to be wealthy to be independent. You just need the will to learn, and the courage to begin. Chapter 4. Build with purpose, not just profit. The entrepreneur in everyone. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business. It's about thinking creatively, solving problems, and adding value to the world in a way that aligns with your purpose. When you build with intention, not just to make money, but to make meaning, you create freedom for yourself and impact for others. This chapter reframes entrepreneurship as a mindset and a vehicle, not just a career path for the elite or extroverted. Section 1. Entrepreneurship is bigger than business. Entrepreneurship isn't just about launching startups or chasing venture capital. It's about seeing a gap, creating a solution, and delivering value. A person who starts a side hustle to serve their community equals entrepreneur. A coach teaching others a skill online equals an entrepreneur. A local vendor building consistent income through a service equals entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is about ownership of your work, time, and impact. And anyone can learn it. Section 2. Why entrepreneurship matters in a changing world. Make the case, the world has changed. Traditional jobs or less secure wages often lag behind the cost of living. People crave purpose, not just salaries. The internet has lowered the barrier to entry. Entrepreneurship offers autonomy, creativity, flexibility, income potential, a path to scale your purpose. If financial independence is the vehicle, entrepreneurship is how you fuel the journey long term. Section 3. Purpose is the anchor. Anyone can chase money, but not everyone creates meaning. How to find your why. What do I care about solving? What strengths do I bring to the table? What problems frustrate me or energize me? Who do I want to help? Purpose brings resilience. When things get hard, and they will, profit alone won't keep you going. But purpose will. Your purpose doesn't have to be flashy. Just honest. Something that gets you out of bed and keeps you building. Section 4. Think like a builder. Give practical, down-to-earth ways to think and act like an entrepreneur. Solve problems, look around you, what needs fixing? Start small, you don't need a business plan. You need action. Test quickly, get feedback, adapt fast. Keep learning. Everything you don't know is figure outable. Serve deeply. Your success is tied to how well you serve others. Stay consistent. Forget perfect. Aim for steady. Section 5. The freedom of creating your own platform. Building something of your own gives you creative control, ownership of your time and ideas, the ability to shape your future on your terms. This is especially empowering for people historically excluded from traditional power structures. When you build your table, no one can take your seat away. Entrepreneurship allows you to leave your mark on a service, a product, a brand, or a community. Section 6. Make it sustainable, so you don't burn out. Don't build something that owns you. Create systems that support you. Align your business with your life, not against it. Delegate, automate, and rest. The point isn't to grind forever, it's to build something that gives you life. Section 7. Start where you are. Again, practical ideas. What's one skill you can teach, sell, or share today? What's one problem you've solved in your own life that others might pay to learn from? What's one small offer, service, or product you can create this month? Entrepreneurship is built, not gifted. The world doesn't need more noise. It requires more builders with a heart. Build something real. Something useful. Something that reflects who you are, and who you're becoming. That's what entrepreneurial purpose is. It's not just about creating income. It's about creating impact, on your terms, in your voice, with your hands. Small Blue Diamond. Real people, small starts, big ripples. Here are some examples of what people can achieve when they follow their curiosity. Story 1. Worksheets at the kitchen table. Jasmine didn't think of herself as an entrepreneur. She thought of herself as a mom trying to help her son read. Every night after dinner, they'd sit at the kitchen table. She'd try to make reading fun, cutting up flashcards, inventing word games, doodling goofy characters on worksheets. Slowly, her son started to enjoy it. He was learning. He was smiling. One day, Jasmine took a photo of the worksheets and posted them in a parent group online. "These helped my son," she wrote. "Let me know if you want me to send you a copy." By the end of the week, her inbox was full. Jasmine didn't have a business plan, and she didn't think of it as a product. But she listened. She created more. She bundled her worksheets into simple PDFs, uploaded them to a small online store, and kept sharing. Today, Jasmine runs a growing business supporting early childhood literacy. She's sold thousands of downloads. Schools use her resources. Parents email her to say, "You helped my child feel smart." All because she solved a real problem, with love and creativity, and shared it. Story 2. More than a haircut. Kemi has been doing hair since she was 13. It started with braiding her cousin's hair on the front porch. Years later, she opened a small salon in the heart of the city. It wasn't fancy, but it was always full. Not just with customers, but with conversation. Her clients talked about everything: work, relationships, parenting, dreams they'd buried. Somewhere along the way, Kemi realized she wasn't just styling hair. She was holding space. Listening. Encouraging. One day, a client told her, "You're like my therapist." Kemi laughed. But it stuck. She started asking different questions. "What's one thing you're proud of this week? What would you do if you weren't afraid?" Her clients opened up even more. Some cried. Some made decisions. One started her own business. Another finally applied for school. Story 3. A bike, a question, and a better way. Amina was 16 when she noticed how much food was being thrown out. She worked weekends at a grocery store and saw crates of perfectly edible fruits, vegetables, and bread dumped because of dents or expiry dates. Meanwhile, across town, she knew families who skipped meals. One day, she asked her manager, "Can I take some of this to donate?" The manager shrugged. "If you handle it, sure." So, she did. With a borrowed bike and a few boxes, Amina started delivering food to needy families. Every Saturday, she made rounds, store to shelter to home. Word spread. Volunteers joined. Local news picked up the story. A food bank offered a grant. Today, Amina's project feeds hundreds of people weekly and runs workshops on food waste and community solutions. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't wait to be older. She saw something broken and asked, "Why can't we fix this?" Curiosity is where real leadership starts. Story 4, Circuits and Second Chances. After retiring from a long engineering career, David wasn't sure what to do with his time. He tried golf and reading, but he felt bored. One afternoon, his neighbor's son asked him for help with a school project involving circuits. David lit up. They built a mini robot together. The boy showed his friends. More kids came by. Soon, David turned his garage into a mini lab. He started Saturday STEM sessions for local kids, mostly from working-class families who couldn't afford expensive camps. He taught basic electronics, problem-solving, and creative thinking. He made it fun. He made it real. One of his students went on to get a full scholarship in engineering. Another built a solar-powered phone charger for her mom's market stall. David didn't build a company, he built a legacy, all by sharing what he knew, with purpose. All big things start with a question. Curiosity is your soul tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Hey, this matters." Ask, "Why is this done this way?" Ask, "What's missing here?" Ask, "How could I help?" Curiosity doesn't need credentials. Just attention and heart. Start where you are, with what you know. You don't need fancy tools, lots of money, a massive following. You do need awareness of problems around you, the courage to act, the willingness to grow through it. People remember how you made them feel. You don't need to go big, you need to go human. Solve one person's problem with love and attention. That's the seed of every great movement. My questions to you are: what is a problem you've already solved for yourself? What do people naturally come to you for help with? What makes you quietly angry or deeply curious? In closing, don't wait for scale. Don't wait for perfection. Start where you are, with what you know, for whom you can reach. The world is full of people who need someone like you, curious enough to care, bold enough to build, and generous enough to serve. Start small. Stay real. Build big. When people learn to lead themselves, own their finances, and create with purpose, they change their lives. When they teach others to do the same, they change the world. This chapter is about vision. About what becomes possible when ordinary people take radical responsibility, not just for their own growth, but for lifting others up along the way. Chapter 5: No One Left Behind. Section 1: A Different Kind of Success. Not the flashy kind. Not the selfish kind. The kind of success that says, "I rose, but I didn't rise alone. I built something, but I also built others. I made money, but I also made meaning." This is success with substance. And it's contagious. Real power isn't in getting ahead. It's in creating conditions where everyone can move forward. Section 2: When people are empowered, exploitation dies. When people know how to lead, they are not easily manipulated. When they are financially independent, they are not trapped in toxic systems. When they build with purpose, they don't rely on anyone else to validate their worth. And when millions of people start doing that, discrimination shrinks. Exploitation becomes harder to sustain. Greedy systems lose their grip. Communities heal. Empowerment isn't charity. It's a strategy. You want a better world? Don't just fight the darkness. Turn on lights. Everywhere. Section 3: The movement starts with you. You don't need a title, platform, or funding to start lifting others. Start a conversation. Teach what you know. Share your story. Support someone with less access. Be generous with your knowledge, your empathy, your experience. If you've made progress in any area, leadership, money, purpose, you can be the map for someone else. You don't need to save the world. Just don't walk past someone who needs your light. Section 4, this is bigger than you, and that's a gift. When you choose to live with leadership, financial wisdom, and purpose, you do more than break cycles. You start new ones. You raise kids who think differently. You inspire friends who thought it was too late. You show strangers what's possible. You leave evidence of what happens when someone chooses to rise and reaches back. That's legacy. Section 5, the call to action. Don't just finish this book. Live it. Pick one person in your life who needs what you now know. Share something with them. Help them get unstuck. That's how the movement begins. Not with a hashtag. With a hand. Lift yourself. Lift others. And keep lifting, until no one is left behind. 1. Write down your core values. 2. Make a financial goal for the next 30 days. 3. Identify one problem you can help solve, even in a small way. 4. Teach someone something you've learned. 5. Commit to lifting at least one person this month. Author's note: I didn't write this book because I had all the answers. I wrote it because I've seen too many people with potential get left behind. I've seen leadership suppressed. I've seen talent buried by poverty and self-doubt. I've seen brilliant people count themselves out before they ever got the chance to begin. And I've been there, too. This book isn't about being perfect. It's about being possible. It's about choosing to rise and reach back as you do. If you've read this far, you already know this is about more than self-help. It's a blueprint for equity. For dignity. For a better world, built from the inside out. So take what you've learned. Use it. Share it. Start something. Teach someone. Keep growing. And above all, keep lifting. Here are some real-life stories. The illusion of limitations. Imagine two people born in the same city, on the same day, but into vastly different circumstances. Sarah grew up in a wealthy family, attended elite schools, and had mentors who taught her about investing, leadership, and entrepreneurship. By 25, she started her first business. Kwame grew up in a low-income neighborhood, where survival was the priority. No one around him talked about stocks, passive income, or leadership, just getting a stable job. At 25, he was stuck in debt, working 2 jobs just to keep up. What separated them? Not intelligence. Not potential. Just knowledge, opportunity, and belief. Most people are like Kwame, trapped not by their abilities, but by unseen chains. 1. The chain of mindset. Success is for lucky people, not me. 2. The chain of financial ignorance. Money is for spending, not growing. 3. The chain of followership. I should wait for permission to lead. These chains keep people from realizing their power. But they can be broken. Real life story, Maria's escape from the cycle. Maria was a single mother in Mexico City, working 12-hour shifts at a factory. She believed her life would always be a struggle, until she met a mentor who taught her 3 things. 1. Leadership. You are the CEO of your life. Start making decisions like one. 2. Financial independence. Save 10%, invest 5%, and learn about assets. 3. Entrepreneurship. Solve a problem people will pay for. Within 2 years, Maria started a small business selling homemade organic soap. 5 years later, she employs 6 other single mothers. She broke the chains. The 3 keys to freedom. The system wants you to believe that success is reserved for a select few. The truth is: 1. Leadership, the decision to take control. Great leaders don't wait for titles, they act first. Real life example, Malala Yousafzai was shot for advocating girls' education. Instead of retreating, she led a global movement. Leadership isn't about position, it's about responsibility. 2. Financial independence, money as a tool, not a master. The rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. Real life example, Robert Kiyosaki. author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, was once homeless. He studied investing, built assets, and escaped the rat race. 3. Entrepreneurship, creating value equals creating freedom. A job pays bills, a business builds legacy. Real-life example, Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty but built a media empire by solving problems, entertainment, inspiration, education. The movement starts with you. This isn't just a book. It's a call to action. If you're struggling, this is your roadmap. If you've broken free, this is your toolkit to lift others. The next chapter will dive into how to develop unshakable leadership, because the world doesn't need more followers. It needs more people who dare to lead. Reflection question. What's one chain holding you back? How can you break it today? From follower to leader, how to think like those who change the world. Real life story, from refugee to millionaire, the power of breaking chains. Ahmed was born in Somalia during a brutal civil war. By age 10, he had lost his father and was living in a refugee camp in Kenya. His future seemed bleak: no education, no money, no connections. The world had written him off. But Ahmed had a different mindset. Breaking the chains. 1. Leadership. Instead of accepting victimhood, he took charge. He taught himself English by listening to aid workers and reading discarded newspapers. 2. Financial independence. In the camp, he noticed traders selling goods at inflated prices. He started a small business bartering essentials, reinvesting every profit. 3. Entrepreneurship. After resettling in the U.S., he worked menial jobs but saved aggressively. He spotted an unmet need: affordable halal groceries in his community. With $500, he rented a tiny stall at a flea market. 5 years later, Ahmed owns a chain of halal supermarkets across 3 states. He employs over 50 people, many of them fellow refugees. His secret? He refused to let his circumstances define his destiny. Why this matters? Ahmed's story proves that the chains are breakable. It doesn't matter where you start, what matters is what you do with the knowledge, skills, and opportunities you create. Leadership, he led himself first, then others. Financial independence, he turned $5 trades into a thriving business. Entrepreneurship, he solved a problem and built a legacy. The choice is yours. Sarah, Maria, and Ahmed faced different struggles but used the same 3 keys to unlock freedom. Now, ask yourself: what's stopping me from leading my own life? What's one financial habit I can change today? What problem can I solve that others would pay for? The chains are only as strong as you believe them to be. Break them. How to think like a leader, even if you've never led before. From follower to leader, how to think like those who change the world. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It is about one life influencing another. John C. Maxwell. The myth of the born leader. Most people believe leaders are born, not made. They think charisma, confidence, and authority are gifts reserved for a lucky few. But here's the truth. Leadership is a skill, not a birthright. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison before leading a nation. Sheryl Sandberg was a quiet, studious child before becoming COO of Facebook. Real-life story, the janitor who built a school. Vijay was a janitor at a prestigious Indian university. Every night, he swept floors while students studied under bright lights. He dreamed of education but never had the chance. One evening, he overheard a professor say, "Real leaders don't wait for permission. They act." Something clicked. How Vijay became a leader. 1. He took initiative. Instead of complaining about illiteracy in his village, he started teaching street kids under a tree. 2. He inspired others. Parents who once mocked him, "What can a janitor teach?" now sent their children to his school. 3. He built a legacy. Today, his free school educates 200 plus children. He's not a born leader, he's a made leader. The 3 shifts to unlock your leadership mindset. 1. Stop waiting for permission. Follower mindset, I need a title to lead. Leader mindset, I lead by action, not position. Example, Rosa Parks had no leadership title, she had conviction. 2. See problems as opportunities. Follower mindset, someone should fix this. Leader mindset, I will fix this, or find someone who can. Example, Elon Musk saw space travel as a solvable problem, not a government monopoly. 3. Focus on legacy, not just survival. Follower mindset, how do I get through the day? Leader mindset, how will today's actions impact the next generation? Example, Warren Buffett invests in businesses that outlive him. Your first leadership challenge. Today, do one thing that scares you. Speak up in a meeting. Negotiate a raise. Mentor someone younger. Leadership isn't about being perfect, it's about starting before you feel ready. Money as a weapon of freedom, how the rich think differently. It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Robert Kiyosaki. The broken money mindset. A young doctor and a janitor walk into a bank. The doctor earns $300,000 a year but spends $320,000 a year on luxury cars, designer clothes, and a mortgage on a mansion. The janitor earns $30,000 but saves $5,000 yearly, invests in index funds, and owns 2 rental properties. Who's truly wealthy? Most people believe wealth is about income. But the rich know, wealth is what you keep, not what you earn. Real life story, the taxi driver who retired at 45. Fernando drove a cab in Sao Paulo for 20 years. Unlike his coworkers, he didn't spend his cash on flashy cars or lottery tickets. His simple wealth building strategy: 1. He paid himself first. Every fare, he set aside 10% before paying bills. 2. He bought assets, not liabilities. Instead of a new TV, he bought a small parking lot and rented spaces. 3. He let compound interest work. His $50 per month stock investments grew to $250,000 over 15 years. By 45, Fernando quit driving. His assets now pay him more than his job ever did. Financial myths keeping you broke. Myth 1, I need a high salary to be rich. Truth, most millionaires are average earners who consistently save and invest. Example, a teacher who invests $500 per month from age 25 can retire with $2 million plus investment portfolio. Myth 2, investing is only for the rich. Truth, you can start with $5. Apps like Acorns, Trading 212, eToro or Robinhood let you invest spare change. Myth 3, debt is always bad. Truth, bad debt buys liabilities, credit card to buy shoes. Good debt buys assets, real estate, education. The Wealth Building Blueprint 1. The 10% rule: pay yourself first, not last. Automate savings so you never forget. 2. The 3-bucket strategy. Bucket 1, security, emergency fund, 6 months expenses. Bucket 2, growth, stocks, real estate, side businesses. Bucket 3, legacy, assets that outlive you, trusts, intellectual property. 3. Profit from problems. The richest people solve expensive problems. Example, Sarah Blakely saw a need for better shapewear, created Spanx, now worth billions. Your first wealth challenge this week: 1. Open a separate savings account, name it Freedom Fund. 2. Invest $10 in a stock or ETF, even one share of a company you love. 3. Track every expense for 7 days, you'll spot leaks instantly. From employee to empire builder, how to spot opportunities everywhere. Entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. Anonymous. The Great Lie of Job Security. In 2007, Kodak employed 140,000 people. By 2012, it was bankrupt. In 2007, Instagram had 13 employees. By 2012, it was sold for $1 billion. What's the difference? One company relied on a single revenue stream. The other created value in a changing world. The truth? No job is safe forever. But opportunities? Those are endless, if you know how to see them. Real life story, The Laundromat Millionaire. Chen was a dishwasher in New York, earning minimum wage. Every night, he washed chefs' uniforms and noticed two things. 1. Restaurants hated laundry logistics. 2. Delivery apps were booming, but no one did laundry pickup. How he built an empire. Step 1, he offered to handle laundry for one restaurant, free pickup, fold, and return. Step 2, he scaled to 10 restaurants, hiring 2 friends to help. Step 3, he turned it into an app-based service for small businesses. Today, Chen's company does $5 million a year in revenue. His secret? He solved a boring, unsexy problem everyone ignored. 1. From I need a job to I create jobs. Employees trade time for money. Entrepreneurs build systems that make money while they sleep. 2. From that's not my problem to that's my opportunity. The biggest fortunes come from fixing annoying, everyday problems. Uber equals taxis sucked, Airbnb equals hotels were expensive. 3. From I'm not ready to I'll figure it out. No one is ready to start. Action teaches you what books can't. How to find your first business idea, today 1. The this sucks method. List 5 things that frustrate you daily. Example. Oh, my gym's locker room is always dirty. Mobile cleaning service for fitness centers. Oh, my mom struggles with tech. Elderly friendly tech tutoring. 2. The underpaid skills strategy. What do people always ask you to help with? Writing, fixing phones, organizing. Charge for it. 3. The 1% improvement hack. Take an existing business and make it 10% better. Oh, example, a bakery that delivers fresh bread at 5 a.m. for early workers. Your first empire building challenge. In the next 48 hours. 1. Talk to 3 people in your network. Ask, what's one service you would pay to have done for you? 2. Pick one idea and test it, even for free. 3. Refuse to say I'm not ready. The anti-victim mindset, how to own your life in a world that blames. The moment you take responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you gain the power to change anything in your life. Hal Elrod. The victimhood epidemic. In 2023, a study found that 62% of young adults believe the system is rigged against them. Meanwhile, immigrants without connections, money, or language skills build empires in those same systems. What's the difference? Victims see barriers. Warriors see ladders. Real life story, the boy who refused to be poor. Jamal grew up in Detroit's roughest projects, father in prison, mother addicted to drugs. By 14, he was stealing to eat. One night, after getting arrested for shoplifting, a cop told him, "You've got 2 choices, keep blaming the world, or change your story." How Jamal rewrote his life. 1. He took radical responsibility. Oh, stop saying the system failed me and started asking how can I use this system? 2. He weaponized his struggle. Oh, turned his knowledge of the streets into a YouTube channel teaching financial literacy to at-risk youth. 3. He built his own ladder. Oh, at 22, he launched a community investing app, now used by 500,000 plus people. Today, Jamal employs former gang members at his tech firm. His past didn't disappear, it became his unfair advantage.